Good afternoon, Salome B here, and today is Mental Health Day. So happy Mental Health Day. And I wanted to talk about some things because I myself, since I was growing up, had lots of childhood depression, anxiety, things like that, and I've had it so long that it has actually um, has has affected my health. Like 2013, my doctor told me that I had a restrictive lung disease. So I have problems with breathing a lot. Um, I just have problems, and I work through it every day. And doing this channel helps me feel better every day. I was always kind of a sickly child anyway, so I just manage it the best way I can. I'm now going to classes, learning how to eat different ways so my breathing and my lungs can get better. I exercise, but I'm working on weight management because, having a lack of oxygen in the body really compromises the body. So uh, that gives me mental health challenges, but I know how to counteract them. I just do something creative, and I keep my mind positive. I do a lot of prayer. I do a lot of prayer work, meditation. I do a lot of those things. I stay away from negativity because negativity makes my health and my anxiety and all that stuff spike up. So I just try my best to do something positive that makes me feel better. Um, I try to help people who go through the same thing I go through. And I see, I had this situation where I met a younger guy. He was like 24. And he told me some things about how he, in the past, when he was coming up, he thought about, taking his life. And this is a black male now, talking like this. And I'm like, wow, I couldn't separate myself or be like, oh, I don't want to, be around him. I was like, well, how can I help? So I told him where to go to get the help, make sure that he is, get some meds, and make sure that he educates himself on his diagnosis. A lot of people, like to, I told my family the other day about my lung disease because I kind of kept it to myself for a while. And my children's mother called me and she was like, don't believe it, don't claim it. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm sitting here on in my bed every day, gasping for air, tired, shortness of breath, and you talking about don't believe it. I'm like, okay, woman, if you don't get off my phone with that. Okay, I'm working every day to strengthen my lungs and stuff like that, strengthen my mental health, things of that nature. And you telling me don't believe it? Try walking a day in my shoes and feeling what I feel. Like, a lot of black people in the community don't believe it, don't claim your illness. Some of us are born with illnesses. We can't help the lives we are given, but we can make lemonade out of it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit here and not look at my life and say, hey, let me ignore everything going on. No, the ignorance, and ignorance means to ignore. We are not to be ignorant about any type of disorder that we have. We are to deal with it, cope with it, and try to find a cure. If you want to be, a helper in the community, find a cure for your illness. It might be a reason why you're going through that. You might need to find a cure or invent something or invent a new way to deal with it. Who knows? But, when I hear older black people give me that information, I tune them out because I'm like, this is the problem in our community. And this is why I want to talk about Mental Health Day. There is a lot of mental health in our community, as in the white community, black community, Chinese community. Everybody can come down with this stuff. Everybody can be born with a mental health disease. Who knows? Um, it sparks from family, biology, hereditary, all of that stuff. And we can't change those. We can't change our genes. So, anyway, back to the story. When my friend told me that he was like, battling with, times where he wanted to take his own life because his parents didn't understand him. All his mom would always do is say, pray about it, pray about it. And I'm like, the Bible says fruits without no work. What is it? Oh, something without fruits is dead. I can't remember it, but you can pray, but you need to put it into action as well. Like, mental health can be cured if you eat better, and you change your thinking. It's all about change. It's all about changing. And sometimes some illnesses can't be changed. Sometimes you just have to cope with it. But to tell somebody to ignore it. Now, I thought about, like, what if my friend would have came to me and I would have did what my mother-in-law did or whatever, and said, oh, don't believe that, don't think about that, just pray. And I was like, that's not going to help this man. So I told him what to do. I told him who to go to, because he didn't understand how to do any of this stuff because his parents were ashamed of the fact that he was born with ADHD. They didn't want to claim it. They wanted to ignore it. So he went through school suffering, not getting the help from the teachers. And the teachers wanted to help him, but the parents were not allowing the teachers to help him. So he went through school. The teachers had to literally pass him. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of mother and father does this? But this goes on in the black community. So what I do is I try to, when young people come in my midst and they're having mental health problems, I try to jump in real quick, because what's going on is the parents have just disowned a lot of the children who are born with these mental health problems. They ignore it and they act like, oh, nothing's wrong with you, just pray and everything will be okay. No. We can't go with that anymore. What you have to do is try to figure out how you got like that, and if there's a cure. If there's not a cure, what can you do to cope with it? How can you eat? How can you think? What things can you be around? What can you not be around? Whatever. Like, and sometimes your family can cause mental illness by the way that they treat you and things of that nature. And the thing is, a lot of our parents didn't know how to help us. They didn't believe in mental illness. A lot of black people, older black people, still don't believe in it. And a lot of them have mental illnesses, but they will not even believe in it. They'll just say, oh, well, I'm going to be all right. And their family is a living hell. So Mental Health Day is today. And if there's somebody in your life that's suffering from a mental illness, help them, because that will lower the suicide rates. A lot of these people are checking out because they have no support system. So happy Mental Health Day. Grab somebody, and if somebody comes to you and tell you that they are suffering and they are tired of suffering, they want to take their life, or they thought about taking their life, be an interventionist and step in and say, look, this is what I can do to help you. Don't be afraid to grab a person and say, hey, I respect you and I want you to stay here. Life is worth living. Stop throwing your people to the wolves. Stop ignoring them. Ignorance is sin. Stop ignoring your own people. Like, share, subscribe, Sloan B. Have a great day.